Hello, hi. Yeah, looks like I've gone live. Brilliant. You never know if the tech is going to work, do you? Thank you so much, Lindsay, for inviting me to talk into this group. This is just such a fantastic opportunity for myself and all the amazing other ladies who have already spoken, and we've still got a full day ahead of us. So lots of really interesting talks to listen to. If you find me live, please say hi so that I know that I'm in the right place, so that I know that you can hear me and you can see me. And of course, if you're watching on replay, please comment #replay. You know, even if it is 3 months, 6 months, a year down the line, comment #replay so that I know you've seen this video. And if you've got any questions at all, you know, please feel free to ask your questions. So I am Triinu. I'm an Instagram coach and an Instagram trainer, and I teach businesses how to get noticed on Instagram by their ideal customers and clients. Oh, good, I can see Lindsay's comment. I'm in the perfect place, yay, I've made it, good, the tech is working. Yeah, so I'm an Instagram coach, Instagram trainer. I teach businesses how to get noticed on Instagram by their ideal customers and clients, okay? I'm not about numbers for the sake of numbers to make you look good, because otherwise, then when you have something to sell, you have something to promote, you're going to find that the audience that's sitting in front of you is just not interested, because they were just built up of anybody really. So I'm all about focusing in on attracting your ideal customers, your ideal clients to your Instagram feed and to your business. So you'll find me over on Instagram. I'm at Creative Puddles, and I'll drop all my links into the comments below once I've finished this video. If you go over to my Instagram feed, you will see that I teach what I do and I do what I teach. So anything I mentioned today, you'll actually find examples of in my Instagram feed. I run it a bit like a working example of, you know, how you should be running your feed. Okay, so anything I talk about today, you'll be able to see it in action in my feed. You'll be able to see that it works and you'll be able to see how it works. So why don't we start off by pop your Instagram handle, pop your Instagram username in the comments, and I'll take a look at your Instagram feed. We could all take a look at each other's Instagram feeds and give each other a bit of support. So either, you know, like posts, engage on each other's posts. And of course, if you find their business is of interest to you, then click follow too. So I'm going to talk to you today about the 3 reasons why you're not making sales on Instagram. So these are probably the 3 most common reasons. So listen up, and if there's anything that you're doing, then start making some changes and start making progress on Instagram and start making those sales on Instagram. So one of the first most common reasons why people aren't making sales on Instagram is because your feed looks like a sales catalog, okay? When people come across your feed, so they're scrollers when they come across your feed, you want them to stay, you want them to click follow. But if your feed looks like a billboard, if it looks like just a series of ads, if it's just selling, well, you wouldn't click on a feed like that, would you? So no one else is going to click on that feed either. So yeah, you don't want it to look like a sales catalog. So I'd like you to think more lifestyle magazine rather than sales catalog. So what do I mean by that? I would like you to imagine that you are in a doctor's waiting room. Now, let's imagine pre-COVID when life was a bit more normal. So you're at the doctor's waiting room, you've got an appointment, and there's a delay on appointments. So you've got some time to kill. In front of you is a table, there's some magazines on the table. There is, let's say, the Psychologies magazine and the Argos catalogue. Which one are you going to pick up because you've just got some time to kill? Are you going to pick up the Psychologies magazine, or are you going to pick up the sales catalogue? Are you going to pick up the Argos catalogue? Okay, so you'll more likely to pick up the Psychologies magazine, aren't you? And then once you've got that magazine in your hands, are you going to go straight to the back, to the adverts at the back? Or are you going to have a look through the magazine? Are you going to read the features, the articles, the interviews? Okay, so you can see where I'm going with this. You're going to have a look at the features, the articles, things like that. And remember that it's still selling to you, but it's selling to you in a soft sell kind of way. And it's selling to you by telling the story. Okay, it's because you might read an interview with somebody, love what they're saying, and they might be talking about how they run their business, how they juggle family and running the business, and where they live. But because you're really drawn in, you then pay attention to them, you follow them, join their email list, follow them on Instagram, and then become customers, all because they were telling their story. So this is what I would like you to get into the habit of when you're talking about your business on Instagram. Don't always, you do need to do sales posts, but don't fill up your feed with sales posts. Don't make it look like a billboard. Don't do the hard sell. Do the soft sell, tell the story. So some ideas for you when you're talking about your business. You could, oh, hi Maria. You could talk about the day-to-day running of your business, the behind the scenes. We all love to hear about how other people run their businesses. And then that's still, you're telling the story, but you're still getting across who you are, what you do. You could share hints and tips to position yourself as an expert. You could talk about your business journey, your background. How did you get to where you are now? And then just other business stuff. Have conversations about podcasts that you're listening to, books that you're reading, productivity tips. And so this is all, like I say, telling the story. Another good way of looking at it when you're presenting your business on Instagram is, I would like you to picture this, that you're meeting a friend for coffee and you're meeting your friend for a catch up and you're chatting about all sorts of things. What you've been up to, how are you, blah, blah, blah. And then your friend says to me, oh, how's your business going? Now, how would you answer that question? You wouldn't suddenly do the hard sell, would you? You wouldn't give them your links. You wouldn't hand them a price list. You wouldn't say, do you want to order? Do you want to book? This is your friend. So you're going to tell her how your business is going. And you're likely going to tell a story. So as just a random example, you might say something like, oh, do you know what? I have finally launched my online yoga course for beginners. But oh my God, the tech just drove me nuts. At one point, I thought I was never going to manage this. I was ready to throw my laptop out the window, but I persevered and I managed to do it. And now not only have I got my course up and running, but I feel really good about myself because I overcame those technical hurdles. Okay, so that's a story, and that's a story that other people on Instagram can join in with. We can all jump on and go, oh my God, I know what you mean about the tech. Isn't it awful when it doesn't work? But in that story, you've told people that you've just launched an online course, a yoga for beginners. And everybody knows that all they have to do is click on your link in bio and they'll find the details. So it's a really nice promotion of your business, but in a soft sell kind of way. People are going to feel comfortable engaging on your post, having conversations, getting to know you. It's where you can really build that know, like, and trust factor. I will just tell you one of the light, sort of funny stories that I told on Instagram, and then what actually happened as a result of that. So it was last summer, and it was quite warm, and I was working at my dining room table, which is my office, and I had the window open, and I was doing some Instagram training. So I was online on Zoom delivering an Instagram power hour. And during this hour, a huge wasp, okay, maybe not that big, but it was big. A huge wasp flew in through the window. And there I am, delivering this Instagram training one-to-one via Zoom. And I thought, oh my God, what do I do? Do I stop the training? Do I jump up, scream, flap around the room? But, you know, I give 200% to my training. I'm like one-to-one focused on my Instagram training. I can't do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm going to ignore the wasp. It'll probably keep away from me. And then I said in the caption, what would you have done? Okay, and I said, you know, that's what I managed to do because I ignored the wasp rather than flap around like I normally do. The wasp actually ignored me and continued with the training, which was great. So what would you do? So this post attracted a lot of attention with people talking about a wasp. What would they have done? Would they have run around the room like crazy, or would they have continued? Are they not bothered about wasps, or do they hate wasps? And then, of course, the more and more people that commented, the more this kicked the algorithm in my favor, and then the more people Instagram showed my post to. And what happened was, yes, it was a fun story about a wasp, but people in that story also knew that I offer Instagram power hours, that I offer them over Zoom, and that I give 200% to my trainings, and I won't even let a wasp interrupt my training. People clicked on the link in my bio, they DM'd me, said, hey, I understand that you do Instagram power hours. Can you tell me a bit more, or can I book, or when do you have availability? And so I got bookings as a result of that story. But still, the mistake I see people make is they finish that caption with book your power hour here. And if I had done that, I wouldn't have got that engagement and interaction about the wasp, okay? So yeah, think about telling the story, doing the soft sell through storytelling. Okay, let's just moving my notes around. Yes, I do need notes. Otherwise I'll go off on a tangent. I'll be here all day, which wouldn't be good. Okay, reason number 2 then. The second reason, common reason why you're not making sales on Instagram. You're not using hashtags, or you're not using enough hashtags, or you're not using the right hashtags, okay? Or a combination of these. When you use a hashtag that your customer is searching, then they will find your post, which means they'll find your feed, which means they'll find your business. Hashtags are like free advertising. So why wouldn't you use hashtags, and why wouldn't you spend some time really thinking about the correct hashtags to use? Honestly, it's like free advertising. It's a fantastic free way of getting visibility for your business. So if you're not using hashtags, then this is a little bit like, I'm always saying imagine this, but it helps. Okay, so I've got another, sorry, very teacher-like, but anyway, I've got another imagine this. So I would like you to imagine that your business is listed in a business directory, okay? A paper business directory. And, let's say it's a really popular business directory that people use. And you're in that directory. But you're not in the index. Okay, so the name of your business doesn't appear in the index. The type of business you run doesn't appear in the index. The problems that you solve, that doesn't appear in the index. The solutions that you offer doesn't appear in the index. The products you sell, the services that you offer, none of this appears in the index. So when people are looking all this up, when they're looking up your business, the name of your business, the type of your business, the products that you sell, the services that you offer, you are not appearing because you're not in that index. So the only way they're going to come across your business is by flicking through that directory and accidentally coming across you. But so why wouldn't you be in the index? You're missing out on this huge opportunity. So this is a good way of seeing hashtags. If you're not using hashtags, if you're not using enough, and you're not using the right hashtags, then it's a bit like being missed out of that index. Make sure that people can find you. And I can see that Lindsay has asked, how do we find the right hashtags? So that is a whole other training. I will summarize for you here. But like I said earlier on, I'm going to drop my links in the comments. And very exciting news, I'm about to launch an Instagram club, and there's going to be all sorts of trainings in there. And of course, I'll be doing hashtag training for you. But just to summarize here, first of all, you're allowed to use up to 30 hashtags. So use as close to 30 hashtags as you can. And when you're coming up with your hashtags, you really need to think like your customer, okay? What words are they using? What phrases are they using? What terms are they using to describe your business, to describe the type of business that you run? What questions are they asking? You can turn questions into hashtags. I mean, that's a great idea, because you've always got to think about, what is your ideal customer looking up? Okay, no, it's not about how you would describe yourself. It's not about how you would describe your business. It's about how your ideal customers and clients would describe your business. Think about hashtags a bit like using the Google search bar. So when you're looking for a business, what do you put in that Google search bar? What are the words, terms, phrases, questions that you're asking? Don't use industry specific or technical terms, because then who are you going to attract? You're just going to attract your competitors. If these are industry specific terms that your ideal customer's not using, then the only type of person you're going to attract are people who are doing the same things as you or similar things to you. So think like your ideal customers. But like I say, I'm going to drop the link to my Instagram club waiting list in the comments. I'd love you to join me in the club. And I will be doing, there's so much training on hashtags, and I'll be breaking it down for you. I love talking about hashtags, and I love teaching. So join me there. And the first people into my club, so my founding members, will get a fantastic offer, which I'm going to honour for as long as you stay in the club. So that's going to be a good deal to look out for. Okay, so moving on to the third reason why you're not making sales on Instagram. And the third most common mistake I see people making is that you are posting more than you are engaging. Engaging is the key to growing on Instagram. Engaging is more important than posting. Okay, are you surprised to hear that? If you're in my free Facebook group, or please, come into my free Facebook group, you will know that I am forever giving out reminders. Engage, engage, engage. But it's because engaging is so, so important. So again, coming back to this thing, I'd like you to imagine. So I would like you to imagine that you have gone to a real life, in-person networking event. Okay, so you've walked into the room. What do you do? What do you do at this networking event? Do you, A, walk around the room with the goal of making sure that everybody knows who you are and what your business is? So you go from person to person, you just launch straight in, you tell them who you are, you tell them what your business is, you tell them about your products, your services, you give them your business card and tell them your links, and then you move on to the next person. Or do you, B, walk around the room with the intention of making connections, having conversations? Yes, telling people about you, but finding out about them. And probably not necessarily, does that make sense? Yeah, so not necessarily talking all business. You might end up talking about the weather, or where did you get parked, or how far have you traveled from? So getting to know people and making connections. So the reason I'm getting you to imagine that is that posting is like walking into that networking room and just talking about you. Engaging is like walking into that networking group, into that room, and having conversations, getting to know people who might be your, your customers, and letting them get to know you. So yes, of course, you're going to have to post on Instagram. You need to be posting, but don't miss out the engaging. And when I'm talking about engaging, I'm not talking about jumping into people's DMs. That's like a cold sales call. I'm talking about jumping into their feeds, engaging on their posts, having conversations. When you engage in other people's posts, in other people's feeds, it draws attention back to you. It draws attention back to your feed and back to your business. When you engage, you make connections, you make yourself more memorable, and you build that know, like, and trust factor. Know, like, and trust factor. Did you roll your eyes when I said that? Have you heard it 1,000 times? Does it go in one ear and out the other ear? But I would like you just to stop for a moment and think, what does the know, like, and trust factor mean? The know, like, and trust factor influences all of our buying decisions. So I live in a small village, and bizarrely, we have 2 shops in our very small village, and both shops sell pretty much the same thing. I won't get into the village politics behind all that. You can imagine there's a lot going on there. But I've got a choice of going into 2 shops. Which shop do I go into? I go into the shop where I feel that I have got to know the owner, that I like them, we've had conversations, we've got things in common, we've made connections, and because of that know and that like, I feel that I trust her, and therefore that's where my loyalties lie. So that is the shop that I'm going to buy from. So, right, I've got one eye on the time. I wouldn't want to run over. So I'm really coming to the end of this now. But like I said, for more hints, tips, and training, I will drop my links in the comments below. I will give you the link to my Instagram club, which I would love you to join me at the beginning of that and be the founding member. And yeah, I think I've had my eye on that and seen any questions that have come up and answered them. If anyone's got any quick questions just now, please go ahead and ask them. But like I say, if you're watching on replay, even if it's months down the line, then please still ask your questions, tag me in, and I'll be very, very happy to come back in and answer those questions. So thanks, Lindsay. This has been a great opportunity. I look forward to listening to the other talks for the rest of the day. Yeah, very exciting day. I'm really pleased to be part of your first V25. Okay, see if I can hit finish without knocking my phone over. Okay, nice to chat, everyone. Okay, bye.